We're here at the Bayside Marina, and it's my pleasure to introduce a candidate for civil court judge, Professor Juan. And we're so glad that we can allow you to get to know some of the candidates. Professor Juan, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I've read some of your background. It's very prestigious, and you've been a professor at LaGuardia College for 18 years, and you're deciding to move from being a professor at the college and a very esteemed position there to moving over to be a civil court judge. Tell us a little bit about your background, what you taught at LaGuardia, and why do you want to move over to be a civil court judge after having such a long career as being a professor?
First of all, Mr. Sullivan, I thank you for having me here today. It's a great pleasure and an honor, and you're doing a great work. First of all, I'm an immigrant from South Korea, and I came to South America to live with my parents at the age of 4. And in 1984, I came to the United States. That's why I am trilingual. I speak Spanish fluently. My native language is Korean, and I had to learn English since I came to the United States. After I became a lawyer, and I've been a lawyer for the past 25 years and a college professor for 18 years, I decided to embark on a new career. It's not just for me personally. It has a big historical significance in the sense that there hasn't been in the history of Queens County a judge that has been freely elected by the people of Queens. Actually, there hasn't been one that has been on the ballot. I'm the first of its kind. I'm the first one to be on the ballot, and I'm running as an independent Democrat against the establishment.
Independent Democrat, a little contradiction in terms. I love independent. I personally, I'm not in favor of Democrats or Republicans. Independent's a little bit more my style, because I just want everyone to have an equal share at this. But so you're not party driven.
That's absolutely correct. I'm not a part of a establishment or machinery. If I'm elected, I'll be independent in the sense that I will not owe anything to anybody. I'll be able to deliver justice without bias or favoritism. Whoever comes to the court, I'll be very objective, and the person I will owe to will be to the people that come before me, not to a political machine.
So that's wonderful to hear. So taking this leap from being a teacher, a professor at a college, to trying to go over to be a civil servant and a civil judge, what makes you someone make that leap?
First of all, I have the experience. I've handled both criminal and civil cases in my law practice. I have 25 years of experience I want to bring to the bench. When I'm elected, I may be assigned to criminal court, to civil court, to family court, even to interim supreme. So I'll be able to handle both. I have the ability and the experience and the capacity to do so.
Now, I know this is going to sound rudimentary, but just for a lot of the audience, try to tell us what does a civil court judge do as opposed to other judges? What's the difference?
Okay, civil court judges, they handle matters not exceeding $25,000 and other matters. However, if I'm elected civil court, the assignment would not necessarily be in civil court. Maybe in criminal court, maybe family, maybe supreme, or civil court. Depends. So a civil court judge doesn't mean will be handling only civil cases. It could also mean handling criminal cases.
We're in a unprecedented time. We're living during a pandemic. We've had quarantines. We've had curfews, and businesses have been decimated by this. As much of the health, the toll it's taken on lives, it looks like it's doing such a devastation to our country financially. But our local people here in Bayside and Queens, so many people are struggling for money. Are you expecting to be handling a lot of cases that are going to be resulting from this?
Yes. As a matter of fact, actually the shift in type of cases has occurred already. I don't have that many matrimonial. It seems like people are getting together and solving the
Marriage is doing better?
I think no, absolutely. It's
That's good to
doing
hear.
Much better, in the sense that people, the pandemic seemed to have put people together, and then instead of the family being apart, the unity is there. Also, I noticed that there is an increase in number of bankruptcy cases. A lot of clients have called me. Why? Because, as you mentioned, the pandemic has devastated us, all of us, economically, and they're forced to file for bankruptcy. That's why they're calling me, consulting me. That's another type of case that is on the increase.
We're going to be hearing a lot more from Professor Hong, where we've got some additional questions, but we're just going to leave it at this for now. I want to thank you so much. Everybody needs to remember that voting is starting right away. I mean, it's Friday, early voting is starting, so we want to make sure everybody sees all the candidates and hears about them, but we'll be hearing more from you a little later. But thank you very much. I appreciate you giving us this opportunity to bring you to our audience.
On the contrary, I thank you, Mr. Sullivan, and for your great work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.